This is the bike we're going to take to the 24 Hours of Sebring, which is the first opening round of the 2020 Walk-Up World Cup. And it's a very unique race. It's on the infamous Sebring racetrack, not unlike the Le Mans track that we have in Europe. However, the characteristics of the race is very, very different, which we got a good education on in 2019 when I went there, and we finished 4th overall, and I covered a distance of 483 miles in 24 hours. And it was a realization that breaking 500 miles on that circuit was possible, and the collaboration that we have got now with XeNTiS in relation to the aerodynamics has really blended in well with the whole concept that we have been following for the last 12 months, because our whole aim around this time trial bike was aerodynamics, and every individual piece that we put together has been put there for a reason, and we've tested everything to make sure that it's actually working in the way that we need it to work. What we now have discovered, after having put in the XeNTiS wheels in here, is the forward motion that has been created from where we were at. One of the things I'm going to show you in this is very important, and it's a little bit of an anorak or a nerdy thing, but if you look very closely here, you'll see the aerodynamic cuts that are cut into the actual side of the rim. And when you look up in here closely, you'll see these are all the little indentations that allow the airflow to really work in this whole wheel. So this curvature here that's on this batten, you can actually see as that goes forward, right, it's going to drag the air up, and the air is going to hit there, and it's going to go forward like so. This batten picks it up and forwards it here. So effectively we have this continual motion of airflow that is going this way down the side of the bike and not passing through the spokes here, which is causing friction. And it's a great concept. All of these wheels have an inbuilt tachometer magnet. It's located in here. It also has a chip built into the wheel, which allows you to understand the origin of the wheel and all the manufacturing data that relates to it. They're UV, so when you get into extreme temperatures, like we would have in Arizona desert and race across America where it's 50 degrees plus, the UV protection quality of these is incredible. And I think one of the big things here is, if you look very closely here, is the craftsmanship that's on the braking surface here. This braking surface will in no way destroy your braking components. For us, we have chosen the tubular type fit, which is a stick-on race tire for what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be using both the 5-arm Mark III front and rear, and we're also going to be using this beautiful new blade rear disc that XeNTiS have made. And if you look here, it also carries the same aerodynamic flow of the battens that are on the individual wheel, and it has the braking surface the same as well. So this combination of these two wheels we will use a lot in the early part and in the latter parts of the race, but in the midst of the race, which is when it's high temperature of heat and a lot of wind, we'll be using the 5-arm rear as well that we have here. I can show you here. So effectively this rear will be going in at a certain point in the race to do that. The characteristics of this rear is exactly the same as the front one, and again we have chosen a rim brake because of the setup that we have, but all of these wheels are all available with a disc brake capability as well. The rears that we have here are like the front, they're also a tubular type fit. And I can just tell you again that all of these wheels all come in clincher form, and all the clinchers are tubeless ready as well in all the braking fits. It's a great privilege to be one of the XeNTiS ambassadors and to be able to bring these wonderful handcrafted wheels to Ireland. If you're in the market for a new set of wheels, please get in touch. Contact me at joe@teamjoebarr.com. and I look forward to bringing our new shop front to our website in the early part of 2020.